Archived, I keep it short with a Lord Farquaad. All the girls in the front row, all the girls at the barricade, all the girls have been waiting all day. Let your tongue hang out, everything. If you came with a...
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll see this team's leader at quarterback. He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. Who knows what we're in store for here under the lights on Thursday night.
As the weekend approaches, let's settle in and end the week right, with an outstanding Thursday night contest here at the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points.
Here's Harrison Mevis to get this one started. And we're underway in prime time on Thursday Night Football. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And we'll get a chance to see someone still in the early stages of their career, this third-year QB.
You know what I like, Kate? I like that even though he got burned a couple times last week, had the interceptions, he didn't let that throw him off his game or make him gun-shy to keep pushing the ball down the field. And look what that mindset got him as a result. 3 touchdowns, and much more importantly, a win.
Brought in right side. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Got a man, Bowers has it. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll throw on first. Finds a man right side. And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now Jalen Wright gets it for the first time. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And 4th and 4 coming up. They'll bring out the punter here. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. He punted 4 times last week in the win, and his first of this week is away. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. So now we'll get a look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. And we'll get a look at the guy calling the shots, their 5th-year quarterback.
Nobody came away happy last week, no question about it. Himself, most of all. His team went 0-1, picking up the loss, but he was 0-1. 1 pick, no touchdowns. Not good enough. Defeat not an option this week, and neither is a lack of touchdowns. They intend to rectify both.
They'll run here with Tajay Spears. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Anytime you go over half the field in one play, totally changes the complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end the series with some type of points.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. First down, and they go right back to him. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They're going to stay on the ground with Spears. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over it.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Pearsall there to grab it.
So many times, Kate, when I see these receiver screens, I think punt return. It's like a punt return. On punt return, it's all about those blocks. The returner's got to catch it, and he's got to feel those blockers in front of him. It's no different on a big play like this with the wide receiver screen.
He's got it to his running back. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Throwing now, off play action. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Driven backward to the 11 as they line up for 2nd and goal. This is Spears heading left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Tajay Spears touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Mevis ready to send this one away. Johnson with a return here. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Their offense headed back out for its 2nd drive of the contest. They aren't even quite sure what this team is going to settle in as this season, Brock, but already this is an important contest for them that could have postseason implications down the line. His throw finds Marvin Harrison Jr. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing off the play fake here. And it's caught. This is Jalen Wright. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. The Saints add a 5th defensive back here. 3rd down coming up. Wright running out of the gun. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Their punter making his way out now. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Call that a punt of 47 yards. And the Saints will get set to take over. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They'll throw to begin this drive. This ball's caught by Spears. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Nate Wiggins getting up to end that play. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun handoff now for Spears. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. From the 41. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 6 now. Got a man, Spears has it. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he brings it in for a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints pull out in front further, 13-zip. Nico Collins with a touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Mevis now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Mevis ready to send this one away. Starting from the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. This offense ready to get going again now. And this is an interesting game for both they and their rivals across from them, Brock, getting a key division matchup so early in this season. That one's complete, right side. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's a give for Wright. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 70 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. From the 46. Short pass brought in. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. Now a run with Wright. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
And not much doing. He stopped quickly. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. Pass play coming here. That's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen there.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll get him back to 11.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Saints sending their offense and Tajay Spears out there. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Now a give to Spears, coming left. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Dulcich hauls it in. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
That's good for 7 yards. And the Saints are going to have a first down. Spears running behind center. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. It's a 2-score game early. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They'll have it 2nd and 8. From the 47. Completed to Collins. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10.
First down, Saints.
Spears trying this straight ahead. And he works his way for a gain of 4. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 38. Pearsall on the slant. And they get this down to the 28. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the Saints first down.
Setting up a throw. Collins there to grab it. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll run here on first down. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints make it a 3-possession game. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints push their lead to 18. Mevis ready to send this one away. Returnable from the 2. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they finally bring him down after a huge return into their territory.
I just love to see that. I love to see the momentum created out of a great special teams play. Look at the fist bumps. Look at the little pats on the butt. Look at the little more juice this offense has now. Set up with great field position.
Their offense running back out now. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. First down, ball at the 36. Airing it out to start this drive. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Finds him over the middle. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. He's dropping back to throw. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Saints will take over as he records his first interception of our season. 3rd down from this distance, Brock. That is a spot you expect your offense to convert, but you also expect your defense to make the stop. This time, the defense won out with a nice interception.
Yeah, in that scenario, it's really like an outfielder in baseball, Kate, right? If you're going to go for it, as a defender, if you're going to just pull the trigger and you're going to go for it, you better make it happen, and you better get that pick. Otherwise, you're giving up a first down conversion. He gets the pick, and those defensive coaches and that defense celebrating on the sidelines.
The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Throwing from the gun. Pass complete to Dulcich. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 39. Into the hands of Dulcich. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
This one's out to Pearsall on the left side. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a pickup of 11. And the Saints are going to have a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll throw it again. Hits his running back. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Going to the ground again on first. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Here's 2nd and 11. Higgins makes the catch. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Finding Collins. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
From the red zone now. This one's caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Give them about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. He'll throw it yet again. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints parlay the interception into points. It is a word broadcasters hesitate to use for a lot of reasons, but 4 touchdowns in 4 drives, Brock. I think we can throw it out here. Perfection thus far.
Yeah, this game will humble you at this level. I mean, this is the best of the best playing it, and you don't normally see this kind of execution and this kind of efficiency, so I understand that word perfection. I will remind everybody, though, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints grow their lead yet again. Mevis ready to send this one away. He's going to field this at the 2. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Their offense ready to take the field now. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 37-yard line.
From the 37. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure Coach, your play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You just feel this defense starting to come alive, don't you, Kate? Got their first turnover last time out. Now they put their first sack on the board. In big plays on that side of the ball, well, they can come in bunches. Defense sure hopes to keep this Foster.
He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive, because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And they could really use a good one here. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Saints ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Tight end motioning right. Throwing now from the gun. That one's complete right side. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 34-yard line.
From the 34. On target to his man Higgins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Throwing now on first down. Dumped off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Finds the in route complete. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the thousandth time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
Throwing on 2nd and 11. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Looking to the air here. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
This defense needed that, Kate. Just something good to happen. Creating a negative play. You never know when this thing could turn in the NFL. And that sack is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Fourth down punt upcoming, Brock, and here's Austin McNamara to put his leg into it. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. Now this offense getting set to work here. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. That's completed right side. Reaches the 40. At the 20. He makes it in for the touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
On is Katie York for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And his guys make it an 18-point game. On now is York to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
One of the big lessons you learn transitioning from college to the NFL is you can't get it all back at once, offensively or defensively. But this is the right way to go about it now defensively. You got to get a sack. You got to get something going to stem this momentum. And that might just be the sack they needed.
So at halftime, the Saints fighting to an advantage on the road. Now it's time we checked in around the league. Here's Jonathan Coachman with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. Plenty of good games to choose from in that early window. We'll highlight the one down in Tampa. A big test for the Bucs at home as they'll take on the visiting Carolina Panthers. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the New England Patriots. And lastly, we'll be tuned in on Sunday night for what should be a great one between the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens. We saw a solid first half out of the man from Tulane, Tajay Spears. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far. but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Brings in the kick at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Saints are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. They motion the tight end over. Here's 2nd and 2. Flush down now to his left. He tucks it and takes off. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Throwing the out route complete. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. Dump off caught by his back. And this one doesn't go far.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he brings it in for a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints grow the lead coming out of halftime. Nico Collins with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Mevis ready to send this one away. Returnable from the 1. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. Well, Brock, it only took them 1 play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running right. Here's Wright. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Marvin Harrison Jr., the intended target. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. Punt team on the field. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. The New Orleans offense set to go now. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. This one's out to Pearsall on the left side. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. 2nd down now, 7 to go. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Got his target, it's Higgins. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play. 3rd and just 2 to go. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag.
False start, offense.
So the penalty is going to back them up 5, and in all likelihood, they need to come up with a new play call for 3rd down. Following the flag, it's 3rd and 7. They're throwing it. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Tight end going in motion here. They'll throw on 1st. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. Had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. They run in from the gun with Wright. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd and 7.
To the air, 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 43. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Running back sent in motion. 3rd and long for him here. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Now this offense ready to head back out. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Jair Alexander with the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 28. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. 1st and 10 from the 41. Throwing it again here. Complete out to the right. This is ahead for about 5. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
A 53-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it shrinks to a 3-score game again. The lead 22.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2-for-2 for this kicker.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. They go play action on 1st. Completed to Collins. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Cam Hart's up for the tackle that time. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. They managed a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. They send a tight end in motion. 3rd down from the gun. On target to his man Higgins. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be their football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running behind center with Wright. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run in crossing that first down marker.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
They aren't taking the offense off. All right, leaving him out, trying for 2.
The offense will line up for a
He's throwing for it. And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Trying to chip away at that lead, but just not able to figure it out there to take another 2 points off.
Yeah, every one of these calls at this juncture of the game tells a story, and right now that story being told is this crew is feeling the pressure trying to chip away at those points. Maybe a little over-aggressive, as now they're still down big.
Now he's York to kick this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Airing it out to start this drive. Pearsall there to grab it. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. We've reached the end of the third quarter on this Thursday night. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Second and 3 now. From the 34. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Finding Collins. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you get even more aggressive and take that shot. Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Looking right, and he finds him. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Dropping back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. They kick the running back in motion. It is Cup, left side. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Hits his running back. And this one does not go far.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
The give here on 2nd. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Throwing from the gun here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Another chance at it on 2nd and goal, still from the 5. Back now, pressure on its way. Has it down close. And he gets a small chunk there before he's touched down. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Throwing now from the gun. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints have likely locked up the win right there. Well, as they drive forward to one right now, looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Point after by Mevis is good. And the Saints stretch the lead to 23. Mevis ready to send this one away. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense making its way back out now. And all game they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Completed over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. He completes it in traffic. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw. Complete here to Bowers. And he's going to be touched down about 3 yards shy of the marker. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try and throw it here. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a give inside to Wright. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Here's a throw. This ball's cut by Bowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And now they have a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Putting the tight end in motion. 1st down from the red zone. Has it in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stump.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the catch is made for the touchdown. These guys putting up points in a game decided. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't know about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
Looking for a throw here. And he's got a man. Complete. And he reaches the end zone on that 2-point try, Brock. This is going to cut it to a 2-score game now. Down 15. Now he's York to kick this one away. Returnable from the 2. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here's 2nd and 7. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Picked off by Junior Colson. 2nd down, they go past here, and it's intercepted to kill the drive.
And that is one way defensively to get your teammates off the field. That was all about anticipation. Great move there by the defender to take it away and put his offense on the field.
They're set up at the 35 now. Back to throw on 1st and 10. He's got Harrison. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And that'll give them a 1st down. Working inside the red zone. He's got it. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown. These guys can make it a 1-score game as they trim the lead. And that is his 4th touchdown reception of the game. And if you wonder how rare that is, only a couple of active players have ever achieved it in their careers, and it's been done less than 50 times in league history. Extra point try coming. This would importantly make it a one-score game. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the fourth. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Returning it from the 4. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Completed to his running back. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 31. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They're just going to let the clock run out and take this delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 3rd down.
The penalty makes this a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Collins there to grab it. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here he is to throw. Finds his man over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Setting up to pass. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
And he's brought down after a short gain. Hurry up offense now as time runs down. Throwing the out route complete. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. He'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing it again here. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just caught.
Really fired that one, but they couldn't connect. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 4th and long. Now to throw. Try and push it deep downfield. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
The quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. So they happily go to a knee here to run out this clock, and they're finally on the board, their first win of the season.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. So this will win on the road for the Saints. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Saints as we say goodnight, everybody.